Okay, shalom, shalom, kwam yashala, kol haloyim la, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashem, B'chacha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and to our elders, the great millstone who rule well, and that by the Spirit taught us this beautiful truth. Just want to say the water to all the H.I.M and Akwaf that's out here sincerely keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to the best of their ability. Jachanan Nawaf just coming at you with another quick lesson. Pray that it's edifying by the Spirit. And today is the Day of Atonement. We're putting up them prayers, man, for the downfall of the kingdom of Esau, and also prayers for anything else, that's needed. Faith, wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the scriptures, to just be moving in the spirit at all times, just different things, man, that's beneficial to the Yashala, man, the nation of Israel. So, but wanted to touch on this story right here. It says the super rich preppers planning to save themselves from the apocalypse. And so you regular so-called white people, which we call you so-called white because you're actually pinkish to reddish in color, your biblical name is Esau, Edom. And these people right here are kind of like the top of your nation, so to speak. And they're going to get away from you. They're going to leave you to go through all the, the craziness, man. So while you basically, you got all this hate for the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are the children of Israel, and your own people is about to leave you in the dust. These people are building luxurious bunkers underground where they're going to be unaffected by what's to come. In the meanwhile, you're going to be out here holding on to that fence, screaming like Sarah Connors, man, from Terminator, when that fire hit, man. But anyway, let's get some of this. It says, as a humanist who writes about the impact of digital technology on our lives, I am often mistaken for a futurist. The people most interested in hiring me for my opinion about technology using usually less concerned with building tools that help people live better lives in the present than they are in identifying the next big thing through which to dominate them in the future. I don't usually respond to their inquiries. Why help these guys ruin what's left of the internet, much less civilization? Okay, but check it out. Hey, this is a very interesting story as to why they want to hire this guy, right? It says, still, sometimes a combination of morbid curiosity and cold hard cash is enough to get me on the stage in front of the tech elite, where I try to talk some sense into them about how their businesses are affecting our lives out here in the real world. Man, them people don't care nothing about none of that. They just about that money, man. They ain't thinking about nobody but themselves. And that's what I was just saying about you so-called white. See, you lower level so-called white people, you have no idea that you're a slave too. You have no idea that these people don't have no respect for you neither. But the only thing that you got on your side is I'm white. You see what I'm saying? But look at how you're struggling these days as a nation. Nobody's getting it but your 1% of your so-called white people. That's ridiculous, man. That lets you know right there that but see, you'll have these people, they'll say government, the government this, the government that. But who's running the government? Who's in control of the government? Who's writing the laws for the government? It's you so-called white people. See, but they'll say their government, but it's you guys. It's your people, though. Okay, so let's see. It says, that's how I found myself accepting an invitation to address a group's mysteriously described as ultra-wealthy stakeholders out in the middle of a desert. See? A limo was waiting for me at the airport as the sun began to dip over the horizon. I realized I had been in the car for 3 hours. What sort of wealthy hedge fund types would drive this far from the airport for a conference? Then I saw it on a parallel path next to the highway. As if racing against us, a small jet was coming in for a landing on the private airfield, of course. All right. It says the next morning, 2 men in matching Patagonia fleeces came for me in a golf cart and conveyed me through rocks and underbrush to the meeting hall. They left me to drink coffee and prepare in what I figured was serving as my green room. But instead of me being wired with a microphone or taken to a stage, my audience was brought in to me. They sat around the table and introduced themselves. 5 super wealthy guys, yes, all men, from the upper echelon. of the tech investing and hedge fund world. At least two of them were billionaires. After a bit of small talk, I realized they had no interest in the speech I had prepared about the future of technology. They come to ask questions. So, he's saying billionaires, but they're not really higher echelon, man. These people are pretty much welfare cases to the actual people that's really the ultra elite. You know what I'm saying? Like your Rothschilds, your DuPonts, them couple of families that run everything in the world. These are just, they're like welfare cases to them, man. And they're probably just working for, their elite bosses, so to speak. But let's check out the questions they wanted to know. They started out innocuously and predictably enough. Bitcoin or Ethereum, virtual reality or augmented reality, who would get quantum computing first, China or Google? Eventually, they edged into the real topic of concern, New Zealand or Alaska. Which region would be less affected by the coming climate crisis? It only got worse from there. Which was the greater threat, global warming or biological warfare? How long should one plan to be able to survive with no outside help? Should a shelter have its own air supply? What was the likelihood of groundwater contamination? Finally, the CEO of the brokerage house explained that he had nearly completed building his own underground bunker system and asked, how do I maintain authority over my security force after the event? Hey, that's something real interesting to ask. I never would have thought of that myself. They're asking how, so basically, if they got security and everything is just obliterated, how you going to stop your security from overtaking you? Or that one greedy person that's just in the group that's just like, man, well, the world is over with the way as we known it. Who the fuck are you for me to be running? You can't, how are you going to pay me even? What am I getting out of being your security any longer, basically, right? Okay, it says, how do I maintain authority over my security force after the event? The event, that was their euphemism for an environmental collapse, social unrest, nuclear explosion, solar storm, unstoppable virus, or a malicious computer hack that takes everything down. This single question occupied us for the rest of the hour. They knew armed guards would be required to protect their compounds from raids as well as angry mobs. One had already secured a dozen Navy SEALs to make their way to his compound if he gave them the right cue. But how will he pay the guards once even his crypto was worthless? What would stop the guards from eventually choosing their own leader? See? Hey, but this is the so-called white man. This man studies and calculates everything. I mean, this really is a great question, though. Like, how will we be able to protect? Because they're going to have families. They're going to have their wives there, mothers possibly. Their daughters are going to be there. Their children. Because when they deck out these bunkers, man, they be having dentist offices in there. They have everything that's out here in the world. Library in there, entertainment spot like movie theater, bowling alleys, pools. You name it, man. They're gonna need, housekeepers, butlers, things of that nature. See, these people, there's gonna be still people alive, man, when all this goes down, and they have no idea that they're only saving themselves to be slaves. You see what I'm saying? But let's get some more. The billionaires considered using special combination locks on the food supply that only they knew. Okay, well, all right. Well, that don't mean that they can't torture you until you give up the code. Okay? It says, or making guards wear disciplinary collars of some kind in return for their survival. Or maybe building robots to serve as guards and workers. If that technology could be developed in time, and they got some stuff out here as far as the robot world, man. I tried to reason with them. I made pro-social arguments for partnership and solidarity, Salakia, as the best approaches to our collective long-term challenges. The way to get your guards to exhibit loyalty in the future was to treat them like friends right now, I explained. Don't just invest in ammo and electric fences. invest in the people and relationships. They roll their eyes at what must have sounded to them like hippie philosophy, because they don't want nothing to do with you, man. They're used to buying people. They're used to people bowing to them, and they don't want to have nothing. They want complete control. They don't want no fucking friends, man. They got their friends. Matter of fact, the people that's here asking them these questions, they're somewhat friends, but they're not friends like that. You know, they just have, common goals, so to speak. They don't want nothing to do with no, they don't understand that type of lifestyle, man, of really treating a person like a damn person. It says, this was probably the wealthiest, most powerful group I had ever encountered. Yet here they were asking a Marxist media theorist for advice on where and how to configure their doomsday bunkers. That's when it hit me. At least as far as these gentlemen were concerned, this was a talk about the future of technology. Taking their cue from the Tesla founder Elon Musk colonizing Mars, Pollard's Peter Thiel reversing the aging process, or artificial intelligence developers Sam Altman and Ray Kurzweil uploading their minds into supercomputers, they were preparing for the digital future that had less to do with making the world a better place than it did with transcending the human condition altogether. Their extreme wealth and privilege serves only to make them obsessed with insulating themselves from the very real and present dangers of the climate change, rising sea levels, mass migrations, global pandemics, nativist panic, and resource depletions. For them, the future of technology is about only one thing: escape from the rest of us. These people once showered the world with madly optimistic business plans for how technology might benefit human society. Now they've reduced the technological process to a video game that one of them wins by finding the escape hatch. Will it be Jeff Bezos migrating to space, Thiel to his New Zealand compound, or Mark Zuckerberg to his virtual metaverse? And these catastrophizing billionaires are presumptive winners of the digital economy, the supposed champions of the survival of the fittest business landscapes that's fueling most of the speculation to begin with. Okay, now, this is quite a bit of a story, man. As you can see, is they trying to go into space. Hey, they trying to escape what's to come. Yeah, this is quite a long story, but anyway, pretty much get the gist of it, man. You got these so-called white people trying to escape what's to come. And a lot of them really don't know. They don't really know that the Lord is coming. They don't even believe in the Lord. They don't believe in the Bible. They don't believe in nothing like that. But you got those elite. They understand what's to come. You see, they know that they're Edomites. They know that their kingdom is almost up, man. So they're gonna try and hide in these bunkers and try and escape what's to come, because World War III is coming, man. This place is gonna be hit with that nuclear fire. There's no getting away from that. But anyway, let's grab I can come back to this real quick. Let me go to Proverbs 6. Just kind of came to mind, because these are very, very prideful people, and the Lord hates pride, man. 6 and let me start at verse 12. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a froward mouth. Real powerful, man. Just talking, as if they talking as if they have the ability to be God. Like, if you, the way that they talk, you think that they wouldn't even need to ask this man no questions. They know it already. That's how prideful they are, man. It says, he winketh with his eyes, he speaketh with his feet, he teacheth with his fingers. Frowardness is in his heart. He devises mischief continually. He soweth discord. In the NLT, that verse says, their perverted hearts plot evil, and they constantly stir up trouble. Verse 15, therefore shall his calamity come suddenly. Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. And that's what's coming to these so-called white people, man. That's what's coming to the elite of them. And the ones that's going to be saved in these bunkers, because the Lord is going to allow by the Spirit for them to be, they're going to be watching everything from a big ass TV set, right in their, probably from their, personal theater room. And they're going to see shit blowing up and probably sitting there, tapping champagne glasses, they weird ass kids, You know, they just damn monsters anyway, laughing, giggling at the world just being destroyed. Not to know that when the Lord comes, hey, we come to get them out of them bunkers, man. We pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh for mercy, and that he would not blow out our candlestick and remove his Holy Spirit from us, man, but that we're part. We want to take part in the revenge of our people, so to speak, man, and especially the revenge of our Lord, man. When our Lord comes, he's gonna be real pissed, man, and he's gonna give us that real spirit of real anger, man. See, we can't be angry enough. See, we look at the news, we look at all this vexation shit. You go to a damn, you go out in public, you go to the supermarket, there's some damn he-she's, or, you know, it's just some rough ass girl, or just in general, man. Just looking at the shit that's around you, you get vexed, man. And even in that moment, we be pissed, but we're not pissed like how we're gonna be pissed when the Lord placed that spirit of pissed on us, man. Like for real. He's gonna place that real spirit of anger, man, and we're gonna have that real righteous anger that David spoke of, man, and get these fuckers out of these bunkers, man. Verse 16, these 6 things doeth the Lord hate, yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. So to you people that's out here talking about the Lord don't hate, he loves every damn thing, let's just get some of the things that he hates right here. A proud look. No one's more prouder than these so-called white people, and the elite of them. Oh my goodness, the elite ones, super proud, man. A lying tongue, and you already know that's them too. All they do is fucking lie, man. And hands that shed innocent blood. What have these people been doing since they've been in rulership? Shedding innocent blood. They won't stay at home. They're constantly on somebody's land. They're constantly going somewhere and stealing and taking. And enslaving the people, man. They've been doing that for too damn long. And heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, because that's all that whole meeting was, just wicked imaginations, man. Feet that be swift to running into mischief. A false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. And that's what they do, man. This is your typical so-called white man right here. But let's go, I'm not gonna keep the lesson long. Let's get this Revelation 6 and start at verse 14 or so. Because things are about to get real rough out here, man. And we're just praying to Yahweh Shem Yahweh, man, to hold us down, give us that endurance that we need. Revelation 6, start at 14. It says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their place. Hey, that's when them nuclear weapons gonna hit, man. It says that it's gonna have the earth going back and forth like a drunkard when all them damn nukes hit, man. It says, and the kings of the earth and the great men and the rich men and the chief captains and the mighty men and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains. So these people are gonna, you know, that's a metaphor for basically what they're trying to do. But it's gonna be all kinds of people that's gonna be trying to hide. It's gonna be people that's gonna be trying to hide, man. A basement is not gonna be enough for you. Verse 16, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. See that? That wrath from the Lord, man, it's going to be so terrible, man. And then in that day, that's when people going to really realize we've been lied to about how good this sweet white baby Jesus is. Like, for real, man. That's why I'm saying we should be praying for mercy and being thankful, man, that we're into this truth, that the Lord opened our eyes and our ears up, man, to give us this truth, and that he would not take it away from us, man. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? Nobody's going to be able to stand, man. But by the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh, he's going to allow some of these elite to live in those bunkers, man. You see? And then they're going to be snatched the hell out. You know how much preparation that they're putting into these bunkers? Because the nukes that's really going to hit, man, these people have to have supplies for at least, man, 10, 15, 20 years, man. Because they have their own, growth systems in there or whatever, where they're growing their own fruits and vegetables. They have their own, they coming up with synthetic meat. So if a motherfucker just got a taste for a steak, they can just go into their little laboratory. But, water research. I mean, they got it all planned out, man. You look at some of these bunkers, them bunkers, man, that are luxurious, man. Luxurious. They got everything in there that you can possibly think that a person could have, man. And like I said, they're going to need people to take care of certain things. They're going to have a small hospital in there. You see what I'm saying? They're going to have their own personal doctor, nurses. Like I said, they're going to have a dentist office in them. All of them do. They're going to have their chefs and their environmental people, so to speak, growing those fruits and vegetables and things like that and making real dinners, man. They can do that, man. These people got supplies backed up for 20 years, man, possibly 30 years, because they're not going to be able to come out until the air clears or the radiation clears. But see, they're going to places where they feeling like there's not going to be any nukes hitting. They know to get the hell out of America, because America's through. America is going to be the main target of the nukes. That's why a lot of these these people, these billionaires, so to speak, they may have a presence here in the U.S. as of right now, but they're not staying here. Shit, a lot of them left here, man, when COVID went down. A lot of them left New York and all these different places, man, to get the hell out of this country, man. They know what's to come, but not gonna be able to escape it, man. So I just wanted to just touch on this. And like I said, again, it's a fairly long story. Yeah, and this is a picture of basically Elon Musk. Because they want to go and colonize Mars, man. See, these so-called white people, they have no limits, man. They have no limits. They're proud as hell. And they're not gonna, they just won't stay at home, man. And if it's anything on Mars, you best believe they'll go there and enslave the damn Martians too, man. That's just what the so-called white man does, man. You can't get around it. That's what the Lord created them that way. They can't even help it. They can't help but do what they do. If you had a group of people, and say for instance, it's 10 people left on Earth. If that one of them is a white man, you best believe you're gonna have to keep all eyeballs on his ass, because he's going to try and eventually take over everything. There ain't going to be no togetherness. This dude is not into togetherness. He wants it all for himself. So with that, hey, pray that the lesson was edifying. Kwam Yashallah.